me and hear me. Okay, good.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's have a governance meeting first.
Yep.
Okay. So we have attention about the domains.
Yes. Yeah. I think the Yoda role should have all the power to our technical tools. So last time, yeah, I just want to modify our its existing domain from this to basically giving Yoda all the powers that he needs to set it up.
Okay.
Everything.
Okay. And what's the status of that? Do we need to do something on AWS still for that, or is that?
Yes, I've added an agenda item for the tactical meeting. If we pass this in our governance meeting, then we can do that.
Okay. 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 So yeah. So let's see. Yeah. My reaction to that is I think it's good. So AWS excluding domain name transfer. Yeah. So I don't know what level of granularity AWS gives us into those controls, but I think we can check that when we're doing it. So yeah, so that's good for me. So
Okay.
I think we can do this one quickly. So yeah, no options to that.
Okay, let me just change that in on Glassfrog as a secretary.
Okay. All right.
It's done.
Okay, great. All right. Is there anything else for the governance meeting?
Nothing from me.
Okay. Let me see. Yeah, okay, nothing from me either. All right, so let's move on to our tactical meeting. Okay, so checklist and metrics. Normally we do those weekly. Secretary, do you know when we did that last? Do you want to? I don't think we had a schedule for it.
You can.
But maybe do you want to do it every Monday or something, or?
You don't have to ask for my. I don't think. I think the facilitator kind of has the power to do that, so you can demand it from me. Try demand it.
Okay, but do you know when we did that last?
I think more than a week ago, if I can.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's do it on Mondays then.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Let me Mondays. So okay, this is facilitator here. He just reminds us. Okay.
Cool. Okay. All right. Okay. Project updates. Let's do that. So are there projects from you?
Let's see.
Do we need to look at Glassfrog?
So for me, the only update is I've been talking to this girl who really wants to join me, but it's still an ongoing process. Unless I feel she's ready, so it's still in talks. Though not yet ready. It's the only.
Okay. Is that the one you mentioned about a week ago? Or?
Yes. Yeah, the same girl. So she's quite persistent, and it's a good sign. And also, so yeah, okay. Depends.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. From me, there's an update on the blockchain training project. We have a list. So yeah, we'll get further on that when we get into that in the tactical meeting, if we get to it today.
Okay.
Okay, so I see I have a few things on my list. You all have things already here on the agenda. So let me look at what we have and see if I can prioritize a bit. Okay. Okay, so let's start with the first agenda item. We must meet at least one of these criteria.
Okay, so as we talked yesterday, so right now we can't meet the first two criteria. So this means I need us to have like a perfect teamwork, and I want to hire a perfect professional, and I want to be a perfect professional myself. So yeah. So there are two things really to perfect. I think we are already very good with Holacracy. We just need a little bit more to really master it. And it has to do with the fine details. So if we could visit that link, please.
Okay.
Okay, so the first is duty of transparency. Projects and next actions. So right now we are already putting our next actions on Asana. This is great. So for point B, relative priority, we need to prioritize our tasks in descending priorities from top to bottom on Asana. So that's the thing we are lacking at the moment. And projections, that's fine because we just ask each other how long certain things will take, and also already have checklists and items and metrics. So only the relative priority we need to pay attention to and make sure to do it. And next is duty of processing. So requests for processing, requests for projection, next actions, requests to impact domain, we are doing them already quite well. So this is good. And duty of prioritization. So this is what we are not doing correctly at the moment. So it says processing over execution. So this means that it's like we are supposed to process our tasks for like prioritize processing over execution. So it's processing over, yeah. Also meetings, so A is not super good, B is good, requested meetings over execution. We're always meeting before we just go off and do stuff. And circle needs over individual goals. So this is where we need to discuss in this next part on our meeting agenda. So this is like communication and usage of tools. Second. So yeah, so for communication usage of tools, we are already doing full frame Zoom conferencing. This is good. So next is Asana. So we really need to know each other's priorities. Yeah, just need to sort our tasks in descending priorities so that you know what I'm working on in the moment. So for example, on Asana, if you go to Asana. So I've already ordered my list, and I don't think you have already ordered your list, but if you could do that, that would be awesome. So I know like your priorities, how you spend most of your time and attention. And next is Slack. Yeah, sounds good. And next is Slack over email. So, okay, so could you please use Slack for action?
Okay, yeah, let's, I have to think about that. So I have a bit of an emotional reaction to Slack.
Okay.
But it's something that I'm not sure exactly why, but can you say a little bit why you prefer Slack over email?
Yes, so first, email works for 2 people and it doesn't work for 3 people. And it doesn't work for, the threads just get longer and longer. It's unmanageable. Like if we reply to email, it's super messy. So Slack has like an add function where, in team chats. So first of all, if we chat in Slack, all the team members who are not in this email thread can see the messages, first of all. And second, Slack, we can add people on Slack so we can talk to them directly under the team chats. And third, if the messages gets too long, we can start a new thread in Slack in a very much neater fashion than in email. Email just gets out of hand with more and more people. email is good. Email is good for formal record keeping. Like for example, if we like say this is our contract, you know, it's like we have to like keep a record. That's better than Slack. So and also email is sometimes it has lags. For example, the email you sent me yesterday, say or the 2 days before that, you say you will be a little bit late. I only received it like yesterday, so it has lag issues. So I don't think email works for me. And yeah, and the second next option that I know at the moment is Slack, unless there is a better tool than Slack that we could use.
Okay. Well, one thing we could do, and I don't know if it's something that we want to maintain, but
Yep.
you know, we could set up, like, normally the way that we collaborate with email in groups is with a mailing list.
Yep.
So if we do that, then you know, people join the mailing list. The mail can be public, or it can be private, and we can invite who we want. So that's the way that, like, most of the group I've participated in have operated by just like direct email, or if it's a bigger group, with a mailing list.
Okay.
So that's a little bit of an older technology, obviously, and
Let
a
me
lot of
just
people are
take a
moving.
note. 1 second. I want to note down what you said so that I can remember.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, please continue.
Okay. One of the things that you mentioned about email is that it's you have a lag in getting emails on your Gmail account.
Yep.
So that's really a problem. So one thing that we could do for that, and I don't know if it will solve the problem or not, we would have to try it, but I could give you email address on animino.org, and then at least, as long as, the only thing that might work is if that server is for some reason difficult for you to read, like without a VPN or something like that. But as long as you can reach that server, we would actually be emailing each other on the same server, so there wouldn't be any lag from waiting for Gmail to pick up the email or whatever Gmail is having. So, and that could be a problem just because you're in China, but as long as you're might be that Gmail just doesn't work very well. So yeah, so you could set an account, or you could set up an account on another email provider, or I could set up an account for you on animino.org. That should take care of the lag issue. So I guess one of the things that is just something to keep in mind about Slack is that for me, one of the reasons why I'm kind of interested in blockchain is because it's kind of a decentralization. And over the last years, you know, since the original promise of the net was much more centralized. And I think we're kind of maybe getting back to that. Maybe there's going to be a kind of a renaissance of decentralization again, with built on top of the blockchain. It might not happen, but it could. But email is one of those sort of early, you know, decentralized successes. And the thing about email is it's kind of like blockchain. Like, people participate in it by choice. You run email servers by choice, and each domain can determine, you know, whether or not they're going to accept email.
Okay.
And this whole thing just sort of, you know,
Okay.
comes together from all of the individual participants.
Okay, sorry, I have to interrupt you right now.
Okay.
There are way too many points to discuss, or one by one. We need to go one by one. So hold on.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so this is right now what I'm doing is an example how the facilitator will process our current agenda item or tension. Right, so right now we are just focusing on the tools, and each party is explaining his or her own reason for using or against using this tool. And the core thing to keep in mind here for the facilitator is that right now we're operating within Holacracy, so this is not a matter of discussion in principle.
Yes.
It's, we can talk, we can tell each other our perspectives on how to solve this problem right now. And the ultimate power rests in the role that decides which tool to use. So so first of all, so that's first of all. Right, and of course, a good role will consider all options, and this is what I'm doing right now. So I'm considering your point of view, and I have to really think about it. And if it makes sense, then I take your point of view. If I think otherwise, then I have to go forward with my decision. So that's what I do. Okay. So by the way, that's what a facilitator should be doing. I know it's very difficult to separate yourself, from yourself.
Yeah.
That's the challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And okay, sorry. So, okay. So facilitator, do you think I can respond to that, or do you think Michael should continue and voice?
Okay. Let me try to put my facilitator hat back on.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me see. As a facilitator, where are we in the process here? So yeah. So I think. Okay. So let me try to process this as a facilitator.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay. So okay. So let me just ask, what is the tension here?
Okay. The tension is that. So the tension is email has not been working for me quite well in the past, and I don't see any reason email will work for us, for the team, efficiently in the medium term. So when more people join us, it's going to be messy. So I would prefer for us to start using Slack or another instant messaging tool. If there is a better tool than Slack, then we can also consider that, but definitely not email. And this should solve our short-term to medium problem. Medium-term problem. Yeah, that's my intention.
Okay. 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 So using an instant messenger over email would resolve this tension.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I think from Michael's response, what I was getting is that he's kind of interested in. I'm not sure if he likes email, but it sounded like he was interested in continuing to maybe fix the problems with email. So do you think that the problems with email are fixable? Do you want to resolve this tension by trying to fix the problems with email, or do you prefer to keep the proposal as it is based on switching from email to instant messenger?
So at the moment, currently, from my past experience, I doubt that we can fix the problem with email with 3 and 4 more people, because it's much harder to train people how to use email properly and how to reply to each other properly than on an instant messenger call, saying Slack. And email lacks certain tools that Slack already has. However, I'm willing to hear what Michael has to say, and if he has a much better solution than Slack, then we can do that. Although I doubt it very much.
Okay. All right. So I'll ask Michael for a short response to that. Okay. So yeah. So I guess I'm interested because I think that I think the biggest problem with email actually is that especially in my experience in China, email is not really used. So even in big companies there, it's often not used, which means that there's no sort of like culture of using it and the tools that are there around it. But those tools do exist. So it might be just that, you know, in American companies, we have like everything kind of runs on email, but that's sort of shifting to Slack. So I guess what I would say is like give email a chance, but maybe we just need to use it better. So that's my response. Okay, so
Facilitator, please.
I'll go back to being a facilitator.
Yeah.
So okay, so I'm going to give it back to the person with attention. I'm going to ask if they want to integrate any of that feedback and change anything about your proposal.
Okay. Let me see. So I think I don't want to push Michael to use like Slack. I think there's still some emotional like emotions that Michael has associated with Slack. Maybe maybe if Michael could tell me his past experiences and why he hates Slack or why he hates Insta, or why he loves email, you know, I can understand. Although that may not change my decision, but you know, it's a better thing.
Okay, all right, let's ask. Yeah. Okay, so I think, yeah, for me, I think the main thing that I like about email is that it's old, it's reliable, and we actually have complete control over it. So, you know, so it's decentralized, but it's something that like each company can maintain their own email system and record, and we sort of have complete control over that. Like we can do whatever we want with our email. And when we take the communications of a group or the communications of a company and give it to a third party outside of the company, then to me that feels like I can't say what it feels like, but it feels like we're giving up something that we didn't give up to a third party. So we're sort of taking something that is very important and very internal, which is like all of our communications, and then sort of handing that to somebody else and saying, here, take care of this for us. To me, it feels like that's the sort of thing we should keep internally. Okay. So, okay, so did that answer your question about Michael's feelings about the...
Yes, that answers my question. I just want to ask whether there is more to it before I make a final decision or
Okay.
explain myself.
Okay, so let's see if there's more to it. Yeah, I think, no, that's it's basically, it's about control, keeping control over internal communications.
Okay.
And also about the fact that like Slack is another example of centralization.
Okay. Okay, understand. So here's my decision. I agree that if we agree that in the long term we can probably solve this if we have the resource to maybe build our own email communication mechanism. We can do that in the long term. In the short term and medium term, I don't think that's a viable option. It's just too resource consuming. It's yeah. So, and about centralized and decentralized, there's always going to be a trade-off between like transparency and convenience. So we have to make this sacrifice. And to me, our initial communication, it's okay if we can somehow publish our Slack channel so that people can see and follow our messages, and that way, if people want to keep a copy, they can do that. You know? So rather than email, so in that way we can solve that problem. So, and for Slack, I have the feeling, or I have the assumption that Michael has already organize his life really neatly. So he wants all the communications in one place. It could be just my assumption, but is that the case? So you prefer to have all your communications in one place. In that case, it's email, and having an extra communication channel, it just adds another layer of stress for you.
Yes.
Okay. So if you could say that next time, that would be great. It's something that's hidden, inside. It's just bring it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you noticed that, but that is absolutely true.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So in that way, could you, because Slack has like a web application. You can just bookmark the Slack channel along with all the other action-related websites, so into a single folder. So whenever you start working on action, you just right-click and open all the tabs, and there you go. Yeah. So that's it. And that way you can control your time and your attention much better, because then I will not be emailing you. You don't have to process my email unless you really decide to work on this project. So that's the trade-off. And I prefer us to have that rather than to have email. Okay.
Okay. All right. So okay, let me see. I guess it's time to ask if there are any objections to this proposal.
Actually, no. It's for governance meeting, that's the case. However, for tactical meeting, it's really which role decides has the ultimate say.
Okay.
If he explained him well enough, then we can move on to the next.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Okay. So we move on.
Okay. A facilitator.
Okay. So let me see. Yeah, go ahead.
Can we set up Slack right now, and just need to go over how to use Slack, and if we have the time. Okay. So Michael, could you please click on the link on Slack over email, and that will take you to how we use Slack. And you're already in our Slack channel, so I'll just walk you through the channels and which ones to use. So yeah, and if you go down to the bottom of the document, there is a section for Slack, and the web link is yeah. If you just click that link, it opens a new tab. Okay. Please let me know once you open the Slack channel.
Maybe I would just use the app because I have the app here.
Okay.
The app is extremely slow, but
yeah.
I think I'm already logged into the app. I'm not logged in on the web. So.
Okay.
It's connecting.
Yeah, I see you in the Slack app. Okay, so do you see any messages in the general channel?
Yes, you just created this channel on October 12th.
Okay. Okay, so I've successfully deleted the channel history. Sounds good.
Okay.
And so for the general channel, it's later on, if we open Slack, then it's open to public. And we should, for us, our communication should take place in the work chat channel, the private work chat channel.
Okay, I only see two channels, general and random.
Okay, let me invite more members. Let's show channel history. Michaeljohn, Clement. Yep. Okay, just invited you.
Okay, there it is.
Yep. And now that you've joined the channel, if you could go back to the start here document, the Google Doc.
Okay.
So I've written some rules on how to use Slack, and this document. I'll work on it and improve it over time. So this is one of my responsibilities. So on Slack, do you see the document?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, it says use the work chat channel for all team communication. So this means that if a third person joins us, and if we want to talk to someone directly, we still add him or her in this channel. That way all the team can see the message. And if the team members want to make a copy, that's fine. Yeah, and use that, I don't know what's it called, to quote a message for your reply, and start a new thread for every new topic to keep it clean. And as the tool master, I'll make sure that everyone use like adhere, stick to these rules. So, and embrace asynchronous communication. So one thing with Slack is that, you know, we should really use it for asynchronous communication. We're not expected to reply to each other directly, though it's an instant messaging app. So that's the rule here. So just treat it as an email in that regard. So that way we don't get overwhelmed by messages and constantly have to reply to each other, unless it's important, unless we like prioritize communication over execution. You know? So that's the difference. Okay, I'm done with the training facilitating.
Okay, all right. Okay, then let's move on to, let's see what I have from on here. And, okay, let's, okay, let's move to item 4 here. This apply and test it
Okay.
transfer policy.
Yeah. Let me, okay, can we please go to the AWS organization?
Okay.
Let me just log on. Okay. Done. I have added some policies. I want to check if you can see them.
Okay.
It's a good time to figure out the billing for the servers. Sign into an existing AWS account. Interesting. Why can I not sign in? Are you in the AWS organization?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm just log in.
Change again. Okay, 1 second.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the organization, but it doesn't show me really anything about the organization, just an organization ID, your email address.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Okay. One second. I'm going to disconnect my VPN really quickly.
Okay.
Why does it take me to the login page? So weird. Okay. Can you like access the domain route 53 for the domain name services?
Yeah, I'm looking on that. and I can get to Route 53, but there's no domains shown.
That's interesting. Okay, I need to log into my account, and AWS is keeps taking me back to the registration page. Have you had that in the past?
No.
Okay. Try to clear the cache. And its policies, its service control policies are deny domain transfer and full AWS access. But I'm not sure why you can't see the domain names. Maybe because the domain names are for me personally. Just check that again. Okay, services route 3. Have you managed AWS organizations in the past?
No.
Okay.
No, I've never used the organizations feature.
Okay. Yeah, so I have it here, but you don't have it. So for you, it's blank.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, maybe I need to Google this and figure this out. Let me just, we can move on.
Okay.
Yeah. Just, okay. Just add to my assignment.
Okay. All right, let's move to number 8.
Okay, just 1 second, please.
Okay.
Number number 8. So website?
The website, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I just want to say that website is our current top priority. So once we kind of publish everything on the website, including our videos, so links to our videos and yeah, Glassfrog and everything, then we can just say, so this what we've done so far, and if someone wants to join, here's how to join, and if someone wants to invest, you can check out how we are working on this project to your satisfaction. So that will save us time. And yeah, and once we build the website, then we can start building the action prototype. So once we build a website, what I will do is I will go out and talk to other organizations like Google Tattoo and Singularity TV, say if they want to kind of recommend us people to work on this project, also find investors for us. And at the same time, you will be building like the prototype. And at that time, we will have mastered Holacracy. So it's almost, right now it's already really good. By then it's perfect. So that means we can bring one more person on board, and that will, we can still like keep the process. If we don't master Holacracy, everything will just fall apart. It's just going to be really messy. Yeah. So this is why I want to ask Yoda, how's our new website and how long will it take to complete it?
Okay. Yes, I think the website is good. It's just we need to kind of add some information to it. So I guess I would say it won't be completed ever, but we'll just add a certain amount of information.
Okay.
Would say like the videos, we could add that if we have a YouTube channel, we could just like link that and then get the future videos that we add as well.
Yeah.
And we have a start page on Google Docs. Google Docs. So we can link to that. I think those are the two things that will show what we're, how our process is working.
Okay.
Okay.
Can Yoda, could you go to this document? I'll send you the link. So this document lists all our channels, including those on the start here document. And can we share as many of the channels as possible on our website? The ones that's completed, of course. So for Google Drive, I'll trying to make a note. Yeah, should we share Google Drive right now? We probably should, yes. Okay, let me just add an agenda. Next action for me on Asana. Figure out what to share on Google Drive and what to share on Google Drive and tell Yoda for the website. And also, yeah, we definitely need to share our Glassfrog. And I'm not sure whether we can share our Asana. So if we share our Glassfrog Asana, people can really see like the inside of the project and figure out what we are doing.
Yeah, Glassfrog we can share. Asana, I don't know if there's any purpose for share that really, but
okay, that's true. So we just share the important things. Glassfrog, the Google Drive docs, and do we need to share Slack? Do we need to let people know what we talk about or not at this stage? What do you think?
I guess it's I don't know. I guess it depends. I mean, if we share it, then there are certain things that we won't discuss in Slack.
That's true. Okay, let's just not share it. It's not necessary at this moment. Okay, so Google Drive, Glassfrog, and YouTube. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Google Drive. I'll let you know what to share in Google Drive later once I figure that out. And we can share Glassfrog and YouTube. Yeah. Okay, sounds good. Okay, let me just add that to your Asana as the secretary.
Okay. Follow these links here.
Glassfrog and YouTube. Okay. Yeah, it's done.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, looks like these work.
Yep.
Okay. So have you tested the Glassfrog link without being logged in?
I have not, but okay, let me just, I know Glassfrog, they have a privacy setting, so I will make sure it's public.
Okay, I'm just going to open another browser here, and then I'll try it. Strange.
Can you see it?
Well, it's like the page just isn't loading at all, but
Maybe that's because it's set to private at the moment, our organization, our Glassfrog organization. I will send them an email and ask them to publicize. Or
let me try. I'm not sure. Maybe something is going strange with this browser, or
okay.
Because it's like the page is just forever not loading.
Yeah.
But on the other
public, try publicly, like let's see.
Maybe I'll see with the browser I was in before, but I'll just sign out and see what happens here. Okay, so I go back to the, okay. So yeah, it does load. There's an error on the page.
Okay.
But it does load.
It does load.
Yeah.
So people can see our structure, organization structure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or it was just cached. Now I'm trying to load it again, and it's also in this browser. It's also just sitting there. So I don't know. Actually, I don't know if that.
Okay. I'll send an email to publicize it. Let me Google a Glassfrog Holacracy one. Glassfrog Holacracy one. I know that one is public.
Yeah.
Can you see the Holacracy? Let me send you the.
Oh, it looks like it does work in the browser the other browser that I tried. It took a long time, but it did come up.
Oh, okay. So it's not cached. Okay, so it's public.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just really slow.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, cool.
I think you need more traction.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Let's go back to the minutes. Here we are. Okay, so you got an email from AWS. What is this about? We've been attempting to verify the domain.
Oh yeah.
So this is okay. This is from ACS.
Okay.
So okay, yeah, that probably doesn't matter at all, right? But
okay.
Yeah, when we get the domain thing fixed, I should be able to take that.
Sounds good. I'll just ignore it.
Okay. Okay. Let's see what I'm doing here in time. Okay. Okay, I have another thing. If you can add this somewhere on the agenda.
Where? Yeah, maybe it's best if I think in the future if someone has a agenda item, he or she can add it directly to the list. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
And I'll add it here. So this is about job or investor ads, basically. So like if we want to put something on the website, so basically I just want to see if you're ready to put like some specific ads on the website, and then if you are, just
yeah. Oh, okay. So for now, I think we do. Let me think. Give me a second. Okay, so here's the strategy or the deal. So we'll just put whatever we have at the moment on the website without the ads, and we'll go ask Singularity TV, and if they don't like us, then we'll start putting the ad. And
okay.
that's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, and then another thing I want to mention is blogging. So we can actually use the website as a blog. So we don't have to use it that way. We can use it with specific pages. But I think one way to add content to the website would be make it look like things are sort of lively. Is if we want to like post something every month or every. On the other hand, the thing with blogging is that it has a date associated. So if we blog like once or twice and don't blog again, then it would look like my personal blog, which had like a gap of 6 days between posts, which is kind of okay for a personal blog, but for a company it makes it look like nobody is meant to blog, so it doesn't look so good. So do you want to blog and publish things in that platform in that manner, or do you want to stick with pages?
Okay, so for me personally, I don't want to blog. However, you can get what you want if you process it in Holacracy. So yeah, you can ask me to writing blog, like basically. So if you can process that as the facilitator. That's what's amazing about it. I want to be lazy, but if you need it, then you can demand it from me. Yeah.
Okay.
How am I to do this?
All right. So let me give that back to Yoda. So Yoda, so what do you want to do with that? Okay. So I think what I will do right now is put the information that we have on the website, see what it looks like, and if I think we need a blog and we need to have like new content added, then I will let you know, and you can start some content for the blog.
Okay, thank
you. Okay, and let me check my list of things and see if there's anything else we need to get to today. No, just one other thing that I will mention that I think is interesting because it occurred to me the other day. The Internet Archive is really good for archiving stuff. So are you familiar with the Internet Archive?
Nope. What is
okay. It? So, well, you can look it up, but they have this thing called the Wayback Machine at archive.org where you can like see the web as it was in 1996 or whatever, and all different sites. So
I heard of it.
But so their mission actually is to like to be like a library, basically like the Library of Alexandria, except they don't want to burn down. But to be a library that stores like all of the data that would otherwise be lost from the internet. Yeah. So anyway, the connection here is that possibly we might want to work with them if we want to do something where we have data and want to say this data is going to be stored forever, but we don't want to use something like a currency to do it, which is cryptocurrency. Maybe that's not really designed for that purpose. Internet Archive would be good people to do.
Okay. So could you? So that's the difference. In a traditional organization, we will like subtly infer what's good for the other person to do. However, in Holacracy, it's brutally direct. So if you want me to contact them, you just ask me, could you please contact them? I think it's a good idea. And it's one of my responsibilities. I have to take it. I will take it. And I think it's the right thing to take it. But if you just say, I think it's a good thing to do, there's no one will do anything about it. So
Okay.
so yeah. So
Okay, so yeah, I think you should at least look at the Internet Archive and see, and then I think we still have some maybe time to sort of think about going to make the technical side of it work. But yeah, it might be good to look at it anyway. But if you want to contact them directly, then you will definitely find out maybe more information, and maybe they have a way already to work with smaller organizations like us.
okay. So
Definitely, what I want you to do is like look at it, just get a feel for it, and then
okay.
and we can discuss it more
Okay. Let
if
me
it's something that is great for us.
okay. Facilitator, please give me a second to add this agenda. Next action for the lead link on Asana. The next action list. Look at. Okay. And by the way, if you want me to do something, you can just add it to my Asana and I'll process it.
Okay.
So it's like we're using each other as resources, basically, in Holacracy. Storing. I think that's a really good idea, by the way, restoring action data. That way we can keep track of it. Maybe even cheaper than using the blockchain.
Hello, sir. We're closing McDonald's for the night.
Oh.
So we're asking everybody to leave.
Oh.
Sorry
Okay.
about that, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. I guess they're closing.
Bye.
All right. Sounds good. See you. So see you tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.